You have to go lock the window.
Why?
You're knocking.
Just enjoying the breeze.
Eight 76 292 677666. You want a horse? Link Claudia Davis, man. You want a piece of land? She are the real big woman, Miss Davis, she are the real big woman. With she you coulda never go wrong with she. You can own house and a van through she. You can own acre land. Miss D are the real big woman. With she you coulda never go wrong with she. You can own house and a van through she. You can own acre land. She tell me pre-smart, pre-better. Get your own damn place so you prefer it. Dear me wife if you sign up letter car. NHT them a real trend setter. Plus me don't get a youth of a member. Me son just on table in December. And she do construction too. She will be the house for you and you get it well rendered. Davis, she a the real big woman. With she you coulda never go wrong with she. You can own house and a van through she. You can own acre land. Miss D a the real big woman.
I like this about the song. Person is actually then I'm
Jamaican,
and if you're meeting enough bang around, she give you liar, better clear your fear. She are the best RST. She help the need if you stop here. Rent don't care, but mind them just give me strength by steel and gravel and black and
like when you said make your bad mind, just spring.
Maybe Claudia, me say me nah lie. Got money and me pocket never dry. Me swear for me life, say me son him have to fly. So people
Wait, so term bad
you can't stop Claudia Davis, don't try. Every day another house and I stay.
only not you trying.
No, wait, Jamaican content.
You can own here, Carla. Miss D are the real big woman. Which she
You don't think you have an answer, right?
You can own house and a van
That's
through
mine.
she. You can own
Bad mind.
acre
So much.
land.
Yeah, because it's a real thought.
See that? It's a Jamaican patois expression.
Claudia Davis.
Referring to a person who's spiteful, jealous, or malicious. So they have negative intention
And share.
and may wish harm on others.
Claudia
In
Davis.
essence, it's
Can
someone
get a house anywhere. Just be prepared without
To bad mind. Good afternoon, subscribers.
Welcome, everybody. Welcome. And I guess those of you who are early would have heard us talking about bad mind. Tony was asking what it meant, actually. And I just Googled it because, everything is Googleable these days.
Googleable.
And it actually says, bad mind is a Jamaican patois expression referring to a person who is spiteful, jealous, or malicious. It suggests they have negative intentions and may wish harm on others. In essence, it's someone with a foul or malicious attitude. People, Jamaica, we're gone far.
I know for like all of that, and we got 2 words to sum it up.
Yeah, bad mind.
Bad mind.
And the term actually got international. People actually know what it means. Right.
So a lot of people are on actually. So Joy, good afternoon, Joy. John is also there. Hi, John. Naku Jam says
John is new. First I'm seeing John Harris.
that's an M.
John Maria. Glasses.
No, wouldn't it be Maris? Maris.
Welcome, John. I think it's the first time you're joining us. Thank you so much. Naku, you're here early today.
Hi, Zoe.
Hi, Naku. Monica is here early too.
Yes.
Monica is always early. Hi, Monica. Hi. Zoe Ann, name sound new to but sound like she here a long time. Aliyah is always here. Hi, Aliyah. Monica, you're on twice.
No, she probably commented twice.
Commented twice.
Yes.
Oh, that's how that works?
Mm-hmm. Every time they make a comment, they show up.
They show up again.
Right.
Tony, Claudia, you lose a break.
And then Claudette says, "Good evening, ladies and all. Good evening, everyone."
Good evening, everybody. So this is where we answer your questions. Remember, everything that happened last week, last year, last decade.
1 hour ago.
Right? If you can answer, will. Real estate, money, and finance. What's happening in Jamaica? What is new? Why the housing scheme them turn up?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man, especially on the North Coast. So much. So much.
I heard
So
that
many.
now it's a couple like in Trelawney, so that's nice. I feel like Trelawney's getting its time now. You know?
But St. Anne not done yet, man. St. Anne still a push and road. St. Andrew too.
Mm-hmm. But I feel like Saint Anne is there shining bright and pretty and everything. And then Trelawney's like right behind, just taking some of the feedback from it. Like
Trelawney's right between St. James and St. Anne, right? Get jealous now. And start to shine. Well, that's where the big tracts of lands are. They have the water infrastructure, they do have electricity and so on, right? So it's ripe for development. So yes,
I used to call Trelawney the drive-through parish.
Still is for me. I still
Drive
actually
through
drive
to
through
get
it.
to somewhere
Yeah.
more important.
Yeah, I still drive through it. I don't even stop. I went into Falmouth once, a couple times, when I was doing the tour guide course.
Mm-hmm.
There's this young lady on the course who actually lives in Falmouth. She was the person who introduced me to Father Bowl Restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
And she went into the same place in the town of Falmouth. It don't look too bad. And people, the companies building plaza, a big plaza.
I only
there.
remember going there once with you, and we got like stuck in this huge traffic jam. It was like one way to go in, go around the pier or somewhere like that, and then come back out. And we were just sitting there.
We didn't have a traffic jam. I didn't see a traffic jam this time. So they probably solved that problem now. But the parking is horrible. There's no parking.
Boy, which town in Jamaica have good parking?
None.
Exactly.
Downtown Kingston is worse.
It's like, I don't know what you're talking about.
You have to definitely go into those car parks and go walk your foot, guys. Yeah. St. Anne worse. When I have to go to St. Anne, I'm like in the town of St. Anne's Bay.
Mm-hmm.
And then the uphill business. Gosh, you don't need to move a town to the front, man. It's too much. It's just too much. I mean, them hills.
What I'm surprised with St. Anne's Bay is that they've managed to turn these single lane roads into double. I don't know how people drive it.
Well, I had to go on the road that GPS is on. And man, it was a struggle. A taxi man decided to come up beat me to some little indent or that I could have made. I didn't even get to the indent. And this is me and him. I have to just punch my button and flick in my mirror.
You remember the time when the road looked like, I don't even know, it's like, what is it? The drain?
Yeah.
But
like
it's open
that,
and the taxi man is like, you can't make it, man, mom. You can't make what?
Make what? I'm going to make my car drop down in that, you know how much expense that would have been. And I'm going to buy one of them Chinese cars. The money for go fix that.
You have to can't drive.
You can't drive. I don't like it. And I don't traverse up the hill anymore. Before I do that, I go to the roundabout, come back round on the one way. No.
All right.
And I have to go to the parish council a lot these days.
KTG says, good afternoon, hardworking, informative lady. KTG, where have you been? KTG. I haven't seen this person comment in a while.
KTG.
Yeah, where have you been?
Hi, KTG.
And then Carol says, good evening, ladies. I am happy I got in at CA. What's CA?
What's CA? CA?
And Justin says, good afternoon, watching from Florida. Thanks for tuning in, Justin.
Hi, Justin. Only Florida is as hot as Jamaica. I'm not boiling up out here now.
Monica says, I'm usually on 2 devices, TV and tablet or phone to make comments. TV, boy, we're on TV.
TV. That means Monica have all these fancy connections and everything going to her big screen. Oh, I love it, man, Monica. That's the way to go. Tony and she love these little. What size screen is this? 40?
No, Mom.
This
Story. This is just 27. This is a small screen.
Small. So Tony need a big 40-inch TV. Or a 50.
Well, I do have a 34-inch monitor, which is a curve, which I absolutely love.
Tony likes it, but I don't.
I don't get why you don't like it though.
The curve effect is something to my brain psyche.
What it does is it allows you to see everything.
I don't want to see it around in a circle like that.
So like when I'm using it and I have 2 documents up, I can see both documents at the same time without moving my head, which is what I love. I can just glance my eyes from left to right.
But I can do this on the screen too.
But you can't see 2 documents at the same time on the screen.
I can't see 2 documents.
It's only 27 inches.
I just put them side by side.
Not
right. As big as wide as your screen, but I make it smaller. I can still see. But I just don't. For some reason, the curve gives me there's something to my. I don't know what it does to my brain. It's just.
What happened? It overloads your brain with so much information because you're seeing 2 or 3 things at the same time. So your brain almost is like multitasking the different information that you're seeing on the screen at the same time. Instead of you looking at this and then look at that, you're seeing all of it simultaneously. So unless your brain is really clicking and get adapted to the screen, it's gonna take a little while.
Don't work for me at all. All right, everybody, this is where you ask the questions. Remember, money, finance, and real estate.
Oh, Carol said, I'm happy I got in Camelot at 17 million. Yay! Congratulations, Carol.
But what does that mean for you, though, Carol? It only means something if you're selling now at 35.
No, it means she's a homeowner on the North Coast with sea view at 17 million. You know how hard that is to find.
Carol, when I got mine, I felt the same way. How much years is that now? 2, 3 years now?
I think we did 2 Christmases.
2 Christmases we do already. 17.3, Carol, with them one wall on it. I think the novelty has kind of worn off from me. What happened to me is that I like to buy property, right? So the leading up to it, the thinking about how I'm going to buy it. Do I get a mortgage? Do I get the cash? How do I juggle this and get this thing? Do I
like the rush of property
I like
buying.
the rush of the property buying, right? Then when I get it now, I like to, so I'm going to either build. So I like that part to build, or it's brand new with a house on it already. And I like the putting in the curtains and the furniture and getting it ready. But why? Once a part they're done, it's like my bubble just pop. I am like, this damn place. I'm like, I'm looking for the next thing, right? So like this year now, we're looking at 2 places now. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Do we go with both? Do we do, plus looking at land, so do we do that? That's me now. So I like that, and I need to make a decision by at least July 1, guys. So that is me. I like that game, mental game. Once I get it, name and title, I don't know. There's a song where say, I will sing it again. Swish, swish, swish. Another one in the basket. So who sing it again? Somebody tell me who sing the song.
Swish, 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 another one in the basket.
Yeah, I like to play it for that.
You couldn't do marriage then, man. You'd have to change the husband every 2 years.
No, I couldn't do it's too much. I get bored. I just want to switch things up. I just get bored, guys.
Carol says, I took your advice, Miss D. Yes, good.
Carol.
And
yes,
KTG says, watching quietly. Tony, you've got a good memory to recognize the name. Yes, I do. It's a crime. Like my memory.
Yeah, it's a good, but it works with me because I'm like, Tony, remind me how that go again. So it complements me and me not remembering things that happened 10, 20 years ago or even last week. I don't remember, guys. I don't remember. I'm like, what was I supposed to do to her? And she said, oh, Mom, you're supposed to that, you're supposed to that, you're supposed to that. She called me and remind me. And then when we're on the streets now, somebody will walk up and say, hi, Claudia, how are you doing? I'm struggling. I'm there till still talking, having a conversation. And then Tony says, yes, Suzanne, so what are you doing now? What you up to? Oh, that's when it clicked. That's when it clicked. But I guess with age comes some degenerative things that happens over time. It's gonna happen. It's just when and how long you're going to be here for it to be happening, right?
I think it has to do with associative, right? So, like, I don't just remember. Like, my memory is usually tied to something for me to remember.
Oh, so you remember some event
or some small
situation,
thing, right? And that's how I remember it. So, like, especially with clients, it's tied to their properties, and because I deal so much with the property, I show it, I take pictures, I do video on social media, I talk to the buyers who are interested. I kind of tie all of that together, so my memory is tied to the property a lot of the times.
Yeah, my memories of the properties. I remember the property. I'm like, who buy it again? Who did we sell it for? And then she tells me that's when it clicks. But I know the property inside out. So if you say east, whatever at Waterford, I remember the exact property. But then it takes me a while to come back to who was the buyer and who did we sell. I'll probably remember the people who looked at it more than who watched it.
It's funny, like, we're in real estate, and obviously the human beings are our clients, but I spend so much time with the property I feel like the property is my client. And so when I'm handing over the property to somebody else, it's almost like a small emotional attachment that we're no longer going to have this property to sell, and we're no longer going to get any updates on this property. Yeah, it's kind of sad when another property gets written off the books, especially the farmlands we sold.
So why not buy all of them?
It's like the farmlands that we sold in St. Thomas. I keep saying, I wonder what the people planted. I wonder what it looks like. And I'm like, oh.
And when we initially got those farmlands, this first one I got to sell, we were supposed to buy it. It was 7 million, it had a house on it. It was 4 acres.
It keeps coming back to me.
It had mango, it had almost everything you could dream of. And a friend that was said, we went with another family, so we said, let's buy it together. But then I wasn't thinking about it strongly enough. And I guess they weren't thinking about it strongly enough. But within a couple of weeks, somebody bought it. And we actually got the others to sell, and we sold them, but we never looked back. At last one just sold the other day, we never looked back. But farmland, but Tony, I don't regret not buying it, because farming is a lot of work, right? Farming, people don't understand, farming is a Herculean task. I lift my hat to farmers out there who do it on their own. If you notice, successful farms have lots of people, lots of children, family members, and so on.
But I was thinking about farming. I was thinking about the idea that I kept talking about last week.
Oh, that's what
keeps coming back to me. It would have made a really good.
But I think, again, you need to go with a group of investors to really get it done. I've had too many persons come and said, I have this farm, and they started and they tried, and it's just too much work, guys. It is just too much work. When the first crop lick you, smell the teeth off all of the pepper, them, and everything when you work for gone down the drain, it's really a Herculean task. So one of the first things with farming is that you need to secure the property. That's costly. You need to put a fence right around it. Whatever chain link, wall, block and steel, whatever it is, but it needs to be fenced right around to deter thieves. Remember, this is an investment. So just like how you put a wall around your house and Camelot have a full wall right around it, so if it's secure, it's an investment. So same way, if you take up 17 million, I say I'm going to farming. You take up 17 million, I say I'm going to buy a Camelot house. It's the same kind of thinking must be there, that you have to secure this property because it is an investment. The challenge with our farmers them cow and goat you run up and down the place. Them not see them as no investment. You have to have your cow and goat run up and down for man and snatch it.
We have a question.
How you do that? I don't know.
Justine says, what type of loans do the banks offer to purchase land? And do they offer construction loans to build new construction homes?
Yes. They must give those loans just in our the whole of Jamaica couldn't build. So you can first go in for a loan to buy the land. Market when you need more money up front than a 5 or 10%. Some as far as 20% you're gonna need. Or in Jamaica National's case, you need 25% down. Then when you're ready, you go and get the construction. The house we're sitting in now, that's exactly what I did. Got the land first, and then I went back to get the construction. And I think, is in that book I talk about it? No, it's in the book coming up I speak about it. Because the book that I'm doing writing now is a book about how to, the guide to building a block and steel house in Jamaica. Look out for that book, guys. So that's the book where I talk about that, what happened in that instant. So yes, you can take the loan and buy the land, then go get a blueprint, all of that, come back and get a loan to purchase. Who is good to build? Who is good with that is National Housing Trust as well. There's this called Build on Own Land. And that's going to be 11 million, guys, come July 1. Those of you who have land, you haven't built yet, you have the NHT, that money is 11 million come July 1. All right? So make sure you organize yourself, get a blueprint, so that, because everybody has a rush at the loan. And make sure you qualify for it, right? I'm going to get it.
They get busy like bees.
You know, when somebody busy with all the people sit down now wait for the benefit go up
Yeah.
to 9.5. Two people to 18, 19 million. They're gonna wait and you're just gonna get so priced out. So we're selling some Beleka now for 19 million and I see people on them.
Mm-hmm.
So don't wait on July 1. Sign your sale agreement now. Get locked in now. So that as July 1 comes, you can go and get the
Yeah,
loan.
because it's 30 days away. By the time they do everything else
Yeah.
that needs to be done, it's gonna be July 1.
Yeah, by the time the two attorneys talk about the sale agreement and quarrel with them one another and finally come to a decision.
Or forget to have the file.
Or forget. Don't make that turn them here. 30 days would have gone, guys. And then by the time and then she tripped with the money, but you're already in process and can get your loan approved. Don't wait. Because you might find that the prices do go up. And this NHT changing the benefit have an inflationary effect, right? I mean, that's just
You have to act within like the first 3 months
3 months, not too far.
of the benefit
Yeah.
hitting.
And to act within the first 3 months of the benefits hitting, you have to find the property first.
Yeah.
So you have to find that property and get yourself lined up. So as them say, yes, July 1 come, boom, you in an NHT.
Because believe me, there's properties on the market still and people are aiming at 9. But you wait until July 1. You're gonna see whole heap of new properties come on
Yeah.
with higher price.
Price. Yeah, and you're gonna see all of them there with the low price gone.
Gone.
Anything below the 19 are gonna come off of the market. So don't sit down and wait and watch. Right? So Carol, it's a good thing you take the advice and get the camera back for the 17th. What about the ones going up now in same place we don't talk about there? Falmouth? Coral Springs. Well, Coral Springs. That's where they are.
That's what it's called?
It's called Coral Springs, but I don't know what the scheme name.
Village.
I don't know what the scheme name is. What's the name of the scheme? No clue. But there's Coral Springs. Maybe Coral Springs same way too, because the same place where they were before they went back.
Okay.
So I remember when I looked at that with a client, they were like 10 million, I think, was for either the 3 or 2 bedroom. I don't remember. Now they're at 26 million for a 2 bedroom. Right? Boy, I definitely couldn't follow them go there, so yeah. Couldn't follow them. But by the way,
They have Riverstead, Eakerstead.
yeah, I have too much on my plate.
You see, you should need to come with Seastead. Seastead.
Seastead, you can say. Don't be surprised if we find it for true. But I should tell you, Riverstead are really going on with things now. So we're in design stage, and man, the people ever come up with some nice ideas. Me, I tell you, them are gonna blow you out of the water. but you have to be in. If you don't have a ticket in, you don't have a chance. You're gonna have to buy one way when we come out down the line. I was selling, right? We're selling dream. But we're moving ahead. Those of you who are interested in knowing what Riverside is about, send me a WhatsApp 2926776. What it is, a group of us got together and we got some lands, right? 40 acres to be exact, and then we're gonna do the subdivision. Tell you the details, just WhatsApp me. Still have a chance to get in.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we can take, I think it's 7 more. I think I got on one the other day, so we can take 7 more persons. But once that close off, then we don't take anybody else. And you'll come in as a shareholder. So just WhatsApp me 2926776, and I'll tell you. Now, Riverstead and Ecostead are typical examples now of Jamaicans coming together and getting things done, right? Which makes it easier for everybody. I can tell you, when one person have the burden, so we're talking about farming, Tony.
Yeah.
So both of those communities will have the farming component, self-sustaining component of food. Eat what you grow and grow what you eat.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's a show I wanted to go yesterday, AgriFest, I never make it. It started to rain and all of that. Because grandkids and Tony and take them a whole day.
I took your whole day.
Whole day.
You came and hijacked my day.
So I didn't go to it, but their theme was eat what you grow and grow what you eat, which is a good theme. I mean, I think we have been saying that for years now.
Mm-hmm.
Our former Prime Minister, the Right Honorable Michael Manley, he was the one who I think was telling us to be self-sustaining, grow the food we want to eat.
Mm-hmm.
So if you eat yam and dasheen and banana, grow it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And stop look for winter green and colored green and all them other things that we don't eat. So just grow what you eat, guys. Eat what you grow. That's what they're saying. So Ecostead and Riverstead, we're trying to be the model communities that will develop this concept, and you're gonna see it going forward. Beautiful. It's gonna be beautiful. So that's what we're working towards, and I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, man. Every day I get up, I dream it, I eat it, I sleep it, I wake up on the seat. You see, you have to see it here first. Okay. You have to see things in your what I call the mind's eye. Talking about the mind a while ago as if it was a literal thing. It's really not. But you see it in your mind's eye. What does this building look like? What does this space is gonna look like? You can see it, dream it, believe it, and you will conceive it. It will happen.
It will happen.
Yup. You have to have faith. You have to believe. You have to talk it out to the universe. You have to universe will send people to help you.
I have to be
realize the dream. You have to be focused. Yes, you have to be focused. In other words, it must be the only thing you look on. Can't you look all over the place. That's on the focus.
You know that you're talking about believing it and the mind's eye, etc. I started walking 5 miles in the mornings.
Wow.
And then I entered my first 5K walk in May. Right? Now I cannot run to save my life. When I was in prep school, I was a sprinter.
You could have sprint.
I could sprint.
Tell the people you run from stadium track, man.
And I ran
Jamaicans can't say them run on
but
the stadium
I cannot do that anymore. That is all in the past.
Neither can I.
Not today. Earlier in the month, I was trying to run. I can literally only jog 1 minute before I am out of breath, puffing, and my legs feel weak.
It gets better though.
That's what I'm getting at. So at the end of the year, there is the reggae marathon. And I'm like, I would love to be able to participate in that, right? And do a sensible time for someone who just started running. But if I'm at only 1 minute worth of running,
it will get better.
When am I gonna reach there?
Yeah, but it will get better. It's a matter of conditioning.
Yeah.
It does get better. Take it from somebody who has been into the army and do all of the things. One of the things I was feeling in the army was fitness.
Mm-hmm.
Until somebody said, Claudia, change your attitude. That was rice. And I had to get up in the morning, the cooler. The time I was in England. Get up in the morning, put on my muffin and make me head muffin, everything, wrap up myself and go to the running and my fitness got better. That's why I never said no more. But I was failing at the drills and the running and the this. I was like, why am I running up in the snow and this whatever? But attitude.
But you
Change
could run
attitude.
more than a minute already.
No. Well, I had to train to when I was going into the army. I failed fitness again. When I was trying out for the Jamaican army,
Mm-hmm.
and I had to do the 1 mile in 7 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
I failed it.
Oh.
Miserable. So I had to go and run where you have the indoor sports stadium. Sports now
Mhm.
was that building wasn't there. It was just source of grass.
Oh.
And I used to run around that place. I come up, my grandmother lived at Swallowfield at the time, guys. And then I went back and tried out again for army, and I did manage to run the race to finish it this time.
Okay.
It's conditioning, training.
I'm gonna
You have to
stick with
stick
it.
with it though.
I'm gonna stick with it right up until the reggae marathon because I think I do feel better doing my walks. So I think overall my health and my attitude towards it is improving.
But you have to watch out for your knee. But the thing hereditary. So me have knee problem, you get knee problem. So don't overdo it with the running.
My knee's not hurting me.
Not yet. Mine wasn't hurting me at your age either. I weren't hurting.
Yeah,
But-
plus I don't think I'm gonna have no knee problem.
Well, let's hope not.
I
But
don't think like we inherit everything from our parents.
you inherit everything that have a genetic link.
Well, I don't develop. I don't have that.
Well,
I'm gonna speak it into my mind.
Okay.
I do not have knee problems, nor arthritis, or whatever else you think you have.
Tony, my grandmother had arthritis.
I don't have it.
My mother have
I
arthritis.
do not have it.
And I have arthritis. You gotta
I
get
do
it.
not have it.
The only way they don't get it is if it never passed down through the genetic link.
My life is too active for me to get those type of illnesses.
It's not an illness. Arthritis is not an illness.
It's not. Then what is it?
Arthritis is inflammation of the joints.
So it's not an illness.
No.
It's not like a functioning illness.
No. As I say, it's inflammation of the joints. So if you remove what is causing the inflammation, then you solve the problem of arthritis. It's just like conjunctivitis, which is inflammation of the eye, or bronchitis, which is inflammation of your bronchial whatever in the lungs. If you solve that inflammation problem, then you solve the problem.
I have too many illness for God to give me another one. So I do not have that.
Well,
I have endometriosis, I have fibroids, I have Graves' disease. I do not have another sickness.
Tony, you know all of those
I
are
do not.
connected to inflammation.
All of those are genetics still.
Right. So yeah, eventually I get it.
I don't
Just
have
tell
that.
yourself that and don't damage your knee. Because if I knew I was gonna have knee problems and wrist problems, I wouldn't play netball. I wouldn't play it. I would leave it alone because what happens, those things burn out your cartilage.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? So if you're susceptible to the joint issues, which is why a lot of sports people end up losing their knee because they're using their knees more than the rest of us.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? So they may not burn out the cartilage and fluid between the joints and all of that. And then worse now if you're going to end up being genetically exposed.
Well, if
Anyway,
arthritis
we're
just
talking to ourselves. You have any more chats?
no, just emojis and smiley faces.
Smiley faces. All right, so let me get to some. I have the same thing that you sign up on. Let me just draw back their attention to it. My mortgage.
Mm-hmm.
My mortgage. My Jamaica mortgage. Go to the blog.
Yeah.
And let's go to Become a Millionaire, Land Banking. So for those of you out there, is this blog attached to? You need to show them the first part of it. Tony. Go back, home.
Oh, we need to share the screen.
Yeah, share the screen.
Denon says, sorry, Tony, but you can prepare for arthritis from now.
Yeah, so prepare yourself.
Okay, so am I sharing screen? Yes, I am. Page. All right, so accept. Alright. So this is the first page. What do you want to tell
So
them?
they're sharing.
Yep,
So this what's the URL? My Jamaican what?
mortgage.com.
MyJamaicanMortgage.com. That's the name of the blog site. MyJamaicanMortgage.com. So those of you who want to get a mortgage, you can go to this one. You can drop the link later on. Get pre-approved. You sign the C that goes straight to the mortgage officer, right?
Mhm.
Now it also has a blog attached to it where it tell you about myself, you scroll down more and so on. But that's what I want to point to. So there is an article on it where I speak about getting rich using real estate. So let me just draw your attention to it. Are you sharing the screen?
Mhm.
Sure. Go back to that and see. Make sure. So, all right, let's go through this. So the current real estate market is characterized by a series of complexities, particularly concerning undeveloped and underdeveloped land. As urbanization accelerates, demand for land in city areas intensifies, leading to stark competition among investors. This phenomenon is not merely a result of population growth, rather, it is driven by rising economic opportunities in cities, creating a landscape where land banking emerges as a viable investment strategy. Moreover, several factors contribute to price fluctuations in land parcels: economic conditions, zoning regulations, and the proximity of land to essential infrastructure, such as transportation networks and amenities, play significant roles in influencing land values. For instance, land located near city centers are tourist towns. City centers like St. Andrew, tourist towns like St. Anne or Montego Bay, St. James, often experience rapid appreciation, attracting investors keen on capitalizing on future developments. Conversely, or on the other hand, land in more remote or less desirable locations may see stagnant or even declining prices, highlighting the necessity for careful assessment before investing. The allure of land banking lies in its potential for significant financial rewards. Unlike traditional real estate investments that typically require intensive management and operational oversight, land banking allows investors to acquire land for long term appreciation without the encumbrances of improved properties. With the right strategy, investors can position themselves favorably within the market, leveraging the increasing urban demand and the strategic location choices to yield substantial returns. Now, despite these opportunities, it is imperative to recognize the challenges inherent in land banking. Investors must navigate uncertainties associated with land use regulations, environmental concerns, and the impact of economic downturns on real estate value. Therefore, a nuanced understanding of land banking problems will arm investors with the necessary insights to make informed decisions in this dynamic environment. So I give you such three strategies. We have discussed this before. Just bringing it back to your attention. Some of you are new as well. So you want to follow a land banking strategy. I've given you one solution. The first one is follow low price developers. Um, Investing in land banking presents a lucrative opportunity, particularly when partnering with low price developers. This strategy involves acquiring land or housing units during the initial development phases, allowing investors to capitalize on significant lower prices compared to later strategies. Early purchases not only minimizes the investment required, but also positions investors to reap the benefits of potential appreciation as development progresses. One of the primary advantages of buying from low price developers is the opportunity for substantial returns. As a project develops and nearby infrastructure improves, such as transportation connections, schools, commercial centers, the value of the land is likely to increase. This appreciation can far exceed initial investment costs, making buying into developed projects a strategic move for investors focused on long term gains. To make informed decisions, conducting thorough market search is imperative. Professionals should assess trends in the real estate market, focus on areas witnessing growth or pending development, identifying regions with favorable economic indicators. Demographic shifts and government support can provide valuable insights. Investors should also evaluate various low price developers by reviewing their past projects, reputation, and financial stability, ensuring that they're reliable and capable of delivering on promised developments. In addition to assessing developers, examine comparable properties. Market performance is key. Analyzing how similar projects are appreciated over time can help gauge potential long-term value of the investment. Investors may also benefit from engaging in networking opportunities within real estate circles, gaining access to recommendations from reputable developers known for their successful projects. By strategically partnering with low price developers, investors can unlock significant wealth through informed land banking practices, setting the foundation for financial growth in the evolving landscape of real estate development. So somebody put in the chat a good example of a low cost developer is which companies in Jamaica. Put it in the chat. We can discuss it after I'm finished reading this. So solution number 2, subdivide small tracts of land. So acquiring small tracts of land, particularly those ranging from 1 to 10 acres, can be an advantageous investment strategy in land banking. This approach not only allows for potential profitability but also ensures flexibility in development plans, which can vary depending on demand and local market conditions. The process of subdividing land involves a series of steps that are crucial to effectively transforming a larger parcel into smaller, more marketable lots. Initially, it is essential to familiarize yourself with the local zoning requirements and regulations that govern land use. Zoning laws vary significantly from one municipality to the next, impacting how land can be developed or subdivided. Engaging with local government offices or planning departments can provide insights into specific regulations, allowing investors to understand whether the land is zoned for residential, commercial, or agricultural use. In many cases, the local municipality may also have specific guidelines regarding minimum lot size and the overall layout for the subdivision. Once zoning and regulatory frameworks have been thoroughly examined, the next step involves preparing the land for subdivision. This often requires the assistance of professionals like surveyors and engineers to delineate the new lot boundaries and design effective access roads and utilities. The final approved subdivision plan can then be submitted to the local planning board for review. After receiving necessary approvals, the process of marketing and selling the individual lots can begin. When done properly, subdividing land can yield substantial margins, making it a compelling avenue for those interested in lucrative field and land banking. So remember solution 1, follow a low cost leader. So you don't know how to do no subdivision on the land, you don't know how to build a house, you don't want to talk to the surveyor and the engineer, you go with the first one. Follow a low cost person, developer. Just buy into their subdivisions, follow that, right?
And you don't need a lot of knowledge for the first one. Right?
No, you don't need a lot.
You just need to know who the low cost developer is and have your deposit in. So
right. Have your funding, right?
Yeah, have your funding.
And you can do it with starting with one. So you buy one property and then you fund that through the bank. And then when it appreciates, you sell it back. You can go buy another one, maybe for cash this time, or maybe just with a little loan from the bank again.
Or reduce the loan each time.
Right. Let's move to solution 3. Collaborate with friends and family for larger investments. One effective strategy to enhance your land banking effort is to collaborate with friends and family, allowing you to pool your financial resources and acquire larger tracts of land, typically exceeding 10 acres. This approach not only increases your purchasing power, but also distributes the financial risk associated with land investments among multiple parties, making it a practical and appealing option for many individuals. Joint investments provide several advantages. By combining funds, investors can access more significant or premium real estate opportunities that may have been out of reach individually. Furthermore, this collective approach promotes a shared sense of responsibility. All members are motivated to ensure the investment success. When investing together, communication among partners becomes essential, as clear agreements and expectations can help prevent misunderstanding or potential conflicts. When dealing with larger parcels of land, understanding the potential for subdividing is crucial. Subdividing allows co investors to break a vast property into smaller lots, which can be sold or developed individually, potentially maximizing returns on investment. This strategy not only offers flexibility, but also can cater to the diverse buyer interest in the real estate market, thus increasing the overall potential for profitability. So, to embark on collaborative land banking journey, it is vital to start with thorough planning and discussion among prospective partners. Establish clear objectives, rules, and profit sharing arrangements can help lay a foundation for the group. Conducting due diligence, including market research and property assessment, is also imperative to ensure sound financial decisions are made. Emphasizing open communication through the investment process will ultimately empower all involved to navigate any challenges and celebrate collective success. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm just reminding you, and this is in my blog, so you can go back there and read it, which is My Jamaican Mortgage, is it, Tony?
Mhm.
My Jamaican Mortgage. I see everybody dropping Gore. Yeah, so somebody said Gore. I think give me some people at the top.
Somebody said HAG. Somebody said Chemtech.
Right? HAJ, Gore, Chemtech, yeah. Is there a penalty for switching your mortgage from one institution to the other? There used to be, I don't think there is anymore. I don't think there is anymore, but you have to be careful of the switch. Some banks are gung ho to take away your property if you default. Like NHD, now NHD wait all a decade before them take that. But some banks are very aggressive, so be careful. Sorry, Tony, but you can't prepare for arthritis from now. Rantitis. So Tony, don't accept me, Willis. I'm with you on this. Speak well, listen to your life.
I know.
Yeah, true, Tony. Boy, Mrs. Anna even a jump and a skip and a roll and a do all kind of thing. I'm like, damn, that used to be me. Because I did sprints in school, so I ran for Woolman's Girls. I also ran on the stadium track. One of the few Jamaicans who can say that we actually been on that
You're gonna
track.
milk that for all it's worth.
I'm
right?
not in the stands, Tony.
We're all your medals. We're all your medals.
Why am I feeling them along? You really know, so they're not gonna be so valuable. Me that keep them.
Same way.
But
I know because I when I was in prep school, we actually got a first place medal for 4x100 girls, and we got a second place medal for 4x200. I was a starting leg on both of those races, and I went up on the podium, collected medal, etc. And I have no idea what I've done with those medals now. And I'm looking back at my life, and I was like, this is something I would have liked to show Xander and David so that they would take the running a little bit more serious. I have nothing to show.
nothing to do.
I don't even have a picture.
Like Tony pet peeve is when she goes sports day and these kids are like, she's like, Mom, these boys don't even know they're in the race. They don't even know that they're in this race. And I'm saying, Tony, do they have the aptitude for the running? Did they inherit the gene? And she's like, I said, and we gotta train them, Mom. We gotta train them. I said, we only train them and spend that energy and effort if they have an aptitude. So if they have the aptitude for the running, then we pull out all the stops and train.
Boy, but I cannot believe there's anyone in my family line that cannot run.
You get two down, two left foot. Because even Rachel can look at sport.
I was like, oh my God, what has happened?
What has
How
happened?
can you be Jamaican and not run?
How can you be a part of this family and no
I
run?
know.
So if you don't even can mash up, train them. I said to her, let us wake them up at 5 o'clock, take them with us to the various places we're going to train, wake them up and make them go run up and down on the field until them get it.
Because I mean, I'm the only one there at sports day, and every other period is like cheering and happy, and And I'm the one who's picking up the crying child at the end of the finish line.
Let me reach the finish line.
The teacher have to walk them to the finish line. Yeah.
These kids don't want to run it. God, them have other things in their future.
They better can do some football or some school challenge quiz or something.
What you say? You insist.
I insist. I need to get a medal, man, or a trophy or something out of these kids. All my hard work.
No, but you're not putting hard work yet. You're the spectator now. If you're not embarrassed about it, go do something about it, man.
I know.
You have to do something about it.
All right, so Monica says also housing agency of Jamaica. Yes.
Housing agency.
And Chris B says you need a whole lot of luck to get a gore. No,
you know.
not luck. Well, yes,
Yes, it's luck. What is luck? What is luck?
Luck.
What is luck?
Luck is preparation meets opportunity,
Right.
and
No, which side of that you have control over?
preparation,
Right. I think some person are prepared enough.
right? And it's not just preparation in terms of you have your deposit and you have your pre-approval letter. Preparation as in you have been following board, you understand what they're bringing to the market next, when they're bringing it in, and everything like that's behind it.
Yeah.
Gore is your life.
Yeah. You literally read up everything about them. You call them every day. I do this, I do that.
You're reading every newspaper article that comes out.
Yeah.
You're following Gore on social media, and not just Gore to, but Gore family members because they're talking about stuff relating to the business. You have to follow them up like
you have to prepare yourself.
Yeah.
And I think it's the same for the others too. We're talking about HAJ too. Chemtech, what else I'm saying? Who else was there? What about Matalan? Don't forget about Wiccan. Wiccan is so popular, but Wiccan have some Wiccan right now.
But isn't Wiccan like the first one?
Yeah, so only leave out Wiccan. You have Wiccan the Silver Sun.
But that's
I think at 12 million. You know how much of them now? When I was there on the weekend, 25 million them reach.
That are open house Sunday.
Sunday gone, I never tell them.
I don't know you want, but you've seen them. The houses are not.
Yeah, but it's not. Remember, we don't got to look at the house. We got to network, meet people, talk to them, find out what's going on. We don't really go to see the houses. These open houses are not for us to see the houses. They're for us to do the same thing, preparation. So you know what's coming next, what's gonna happen, right? How do you get in?
And they did all that stuff in Hellshire, remember?
Yeah, they did Hellshire. Where else they did? They did. Oh, I could have gotten a Harborview too. I never chased. I could have gotten that one too. Sorry, I never chased it. Damn thing came out at 17 million. Jesus.
No.
But you see, like with us, we have so many that we can go after because we're in the space. And what I'm saying to you guys, that you have to eat, breathe, and dream this thing.
But Mom, I also think that the 3 versions of land banking, I think you've done all 3 of them.
Yeah, I've done all 3. So like Gore and HAJ are my baby still. So HAJ is my baby, guys, right? Matter of fact, where I'm sitting now, I got it from HAJ. So HAJ is my baby, so is Gore. We're buying it from Wiccan now. What we should have bought from Wiccan, we never buy it.
Yeah.
The high rise in front of the stadium. We were at the expo because they promoted it at a diaspora expo. We got to those things again to network.
And what happened is because it was selling, because it was COVID.
Yeah,
it wasn't moving
as fast. 16 or 17 million, something like that, for a 1-bedroom or something like that.
They reached 32 million.
And now them reached 32 now. That again passed us. We were right there, right in space. But we see a lot of opportunities and we can't take all of them, right? And we can't chase all of them either because you hear about the dog and the bone. You will end up drop your bone, run after our next bone and not have no bone. So, but you have to be in the space. You have to be doing more than social media. You have to be getting up, go to these places, find out what's happening. You have to do all of that, right? To get yourself in line. Talk to a lot of persons. So yes, Chris, you need a lot of luck, preparation, need opportunity. The opportunity is there, left, right, and center. But remember, it's not just any developer. Remember what I said, a low cost. So sometimes if you have 50 million, it makes sense you can buy one place for 50 million. But you buy three.
Not if you're an investor.
Not if you're
You just
investing.
want somewhere to live and comfortable and you like it. Like, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes investors buy things they themselves don't even like. But you know, you can
Investors buy things they don't like. Yeah, we have done that. But you have to sell it back fast. Before you really hate it and you're forced to sell it, you have to sell it back. So you're looking at different things when you're an investor. But I know some of you just really just want a house to buy to live. You just really want somewhere to live. And that's cool too. Because when the first house I bought, I just wanted somewhere to live. Really. But after I bought the first one to live, the novelty wear off. After that it was like, how much money we can make? How much money we can?
But I keep thinking back at that house. It was tiny,
What do you mean tiny? 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom, tiny?
No, but yeah, it was a small house, like a very compact house.
Yeah, 2-bed, 1-bath.
I think the 2-bed, 1-bath that they're giving now is a little bit bigger.
Yeah, that was a house in Fairview Park that what am name again? Richard Lake Companies.
Island Homes.
Island Homes. There's another company you can follow now. Island Homes.
I haven't seen them do any
Island
huge
Homes.
developments.
What missed me with Island Homes? They had a apartment complex. I remember looking at it so much time.
Surbiton.
No man, Surbiton.
I know.
Surbiton, 2.5 million, and I'll go to the play at least 10 times. The man begged me to just put on a lick of the pot because they not sell fast. They never even start bill yet.
Yeah.
It was right in a recession period when my bed developer and my beg you.
It was a 1-bedroom.
It was a 1-bedroom.
That's why I didn't buy it.
Never buy 2.5 million because I really hated apartments. I never buy it. But a couple of years later, I bought another apartment for what was it, 2.6 million? So I can't knock out myself too much.
But that apartment appreciated much quicker than the house you bought, which was bigger.
Yes, because it's in a St. Andrew. It's another thing. The location make a big difference, guys. So and which is why I should not have let the Matalan apartment miss me. When them come out and say 6, I was like, this is like a no-brainer. Really. Right?
Apartment?
The one at Stadium.
Oh,
we can deal it. Yeah, we can deal it.
Mm-hmm.
We can deal it. Even the one the Vineyard Town. Should I still go back to 17 million? No, it's really nice. Vineyard Town on the price down.
I think it's 25 at 107.
25 for the 1-bedroom.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, guys. So you have to just push low-cost developers. You can add Rick onto your list. So start following them on both now.
Mm-hmm.
So on social media platforms, read the Gleaner articles, what them are talking about.
And follow groups that talk about housing.
Yeah, you have to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes they miss us, but somebody will tell me that is going on, and I'll probably go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But you're in the 3rd phase now that you need to focus on.
Which 3rd phase?
Riverstead Ecosystem.
Also, Riverstead Ecosystem is strategy number 3 that you see me talk about. Together with your friends and family and get the bigger parcels of land, right?
Mm-hmm.
That is the exciting part. That is when the thing really step up. That is when now you produce something bigger and better than all of you put together.
Mm-hmm.
That's what happens there. When all the minds come together, all the energy and the focus, you produce something way bigger than the sum parts of everything put there. Mm-hmm. That's true.
Chris B says, I'm following your advice from the book club, following a development. I got CV, didn't get Coral Springs, but we'll wait for next phase. We'll do.
Okay, Chris. Right. Oh, yeah, Chris, yes, Chris is from the book club. Damn. Yeah, Chris, good. All the book club people, them do well. Once them just stick to them strategy, they'll do well.
And once they get over it, your home is not an investment. Everybody gets stuck on that one. It's like, what's going on with my brain? What is this name talking about? Your home is a liability.
No, yeah, they get stuck The one about income and expenditure, manage your expenditure, and them is like, but I have to pay for everything here. I have to pay for the light. I have to pay for the cable. I have to pay for Netflix. I have to pay. So you have to look deeper at what you're paying for. You have to look deeper at it. And then the truth is, when some persons add up all an expense, them income at $10 and them expense at $20. Where the other $10 come from? The credit card. And they're talking about, oh, but I pay on my credit card every month. Pay on my credit card every month. You must put the money on the card first. Then you use it. That's how you know you have some money. But if you're going to spend the credit card, wait for the bill come, then you pay it off, then you repeat the same cycle, you don't have the money. You're broke, right? Broke. So that's the one that gets stuck on Tony. About
what I get stuck on is canceling my subscriptions. Like I had to cancel my Amazon Prime subscriptions.
burn you. That hurt you.
Because I have to now watch Netflix. And I'm like, for the life of me, I can't find. I don't know what you find to watch on Netflix because I can't find anything to watch on Netflix.
I'm watching House now, guys.
Amazon Prime has all the good shows.
I'm watching. Amazon Prime has all the good shows for you.
Yeah, and when you buy on Amazon, when you're a Prime member, you have better prices too. Like, so when you're on the site, it shows Prime member price and then regular price. It's like,
yeah, we get Netflix. You get anything else?
I gave up my Spotify account. So what I did, usually when I'm walking, I have my Spotify account playing. So I'm listening to endless music. What I did now is find all the songs that I listen to on Spotify, found them one, download, because I really listen to the same music all the time, downloaded them and saved them to my phone, and I gave up the Spotify account. And I'm like,
Spotify was how much? $10 a month?
Or $7, something like that.
Okay. So you save yourself a year's worth of subscription on Spotify. Amazon Prime?
Yeah.
Well, I'm not a subscription person. I only have subscriptions of things that I really need to use for my business. And then I'm always in the
well, you have Netflix. So that's your
Are you introduced
That's your only subscription account. Your Netflix. But you use Netflix more than anybody else in this house.
Yeah, mom, I use my Netflix. Up to today, I binge watch House since before I come on live. I told them, I said, come mom, come. Live. I binge watch it. But it's a downtime, so I use it for that.
All right, so Discriminate Daily says, I was on the wait list for Camelot and got a phone call to buy at 17, but wasn't ready. But oh boy, what a letdown.
Who let you down? You let down yourself. We say luck is opportunity meet preparation.
Yeah, she said that's what they said, but wasn't ready.
So the opportunity was right there in front of you, but you were not prepared. And oh my God, it's gone like the wind not come back.
Yes, so they ask me, will that kind of deal come again?
Never again. No $17 million now.
Yeah, for the mere fact that they just gone to a lesser parish for more money.
Yeah, 26 million.
Yeah, it's not coming again.
No, it might come at a lesser parish, like if them go Clarendon.
Oh yeah.
Or if them go, which other parish I'm gonna go for less money. Them
Thomas.
find themselves way out of Westmoreland, Hanover, St. Thomas. Them find themselves out there. So as I said, follow them, see where them going. And them people that move like clockwork in a frame. Them not have gaps enough for them construction.
Yeah, so they know what they're gonna build next.
Yeah. Right now they're still in Portmore building out. So those of you who have your name on a Portmore and you had putting your name for a board, it might come up because they're continually building. Yeah, so it will come up. Even if your name in the Panital 5-6 years ago.
Yeah, they were a good developer to be in Portmore. They're low price, they're efficient with their construction. They can roll up lots of houses. So they were a good choice of Portmore.
Yeah, man. And they move like clockwork.
Yeah.
Yeah. They have developed their skills, honed their skills, and them just move it through. I'm just glad that company like that is here, in construction.
They've been here a while too.
Yeah, man. I only just keep them all up. I never buy nothing from them in a movie. They better pay attention. I Kingston on upon though. But follow the strategy, guys. Work with the strategy, all right? You have any more questions?
We've got no more questions. We can probably sign off early today.
Will that deal come on again? It might come for land. We don't coming out with land. Well, Ecostate coming with land. And so is Riverstate 2 years from now. But Ecostate soon come out with land now. So you can get it for land. Remember, as a first owner, you get the lowest price it will ever be. So your aim is always to be the first owner, first name on the title. Right? That's your aim. If you're an investor. If you're an investor. Alright, so you're gonna sign out. What else you wanted to talk to them about? So you put the link. What about the book? Oh, and my book is out. How Guide to Buying Real Estate. You know, I should do after I finish my building book. I should say Guide to Investing in Real Estate in Jamaica. Them book titles I roll off the top. But you guys have motivated me to get moving in that construction book, man. After I spoke to you last week, I noticed that persons are buying the book. Do you have the link? I'm give them, Tony.
Yeah.
So she's gonna give you the link. If you don't grab the link now, it's called The Ultimate Guide to Home Ownership in Jamaica by Claudia Davis. So grab the link. The Ultimate Guide to Home Ownership in Jamaica. It's on Amazon and which other bookstores? It's in all the bookstores, quite frankly. So go to your favorite bookstore. You don't have to buy it on Amazon. Go to your favorite bookstore and you can just look for it. Ultimate Guide to Home Ownership in Jamaica. I didn't even know it was uploaded. It's one of you guys told me that you bought the book, and I was like, "What you saying?" I went and looked. I hadn't realized that it was out, but it's out.
So Alea says, congratulations, I will buy your book. Thanks
Alea.
And Norma says, yes, do the construction book. And Sharika says, yes, Miss D, just about time. What about a guide to investing in real estate in Jamaica? Card says, BOJ still mad. Banks not reducing rates. Norma says, I got my book.
Oh, Norma, you got your book. Thank you so much, Norma, for buying it.
What you need now, Mama, reviews.
Oh yes, I need
reviews.
Review now.
So the more reviews you get, the more like searchable.
Right.
Books.
Right. Yeah. So now when you finish reading the book, you can just write a review for me. Those of you who bought the book, can write a review for me, please. I'm gonna start promoting it very shortly. So you'll probably see it on my Instagram and Facebook and so on. But currency walk, BOJ said them raise interest rates to map up inflation. Or to slow down inflation. But them look like them I don't know what happened because I don't see where inflation has gone though. Bread price still up. Oh, the only thing that's gone down is oil price, gas price, not oil, gas. Mm-hmm. At the pumps, I notice some pumps I'm paying sub 200 now. Per liter. Used to be 230, 250, some big money. But at some pumps, it's now below $200.
Okay.
So I've noticed those prices have gone down. But everything else, food price still stand up. Tomato price gone down a little bit. So I don't know. Them say them did have cut down. But you see the banks. And we had interest rates so low. Even our loan at JN was what? What was the first time it came out at? 6 point something? Or was it 7 point something? And now it's had some big money every day Tony costs. Or them send email and raise the price.
I know they added $10,000 more to it.
When? Since week? Last week?
Starting
June 1? For what? Why? Interest rate again?
No, they call it insurance.
Oh, insurance. And them adding out 10,000. Oh my gosh. So that means there's no more eating out. No more AC hotel.
That's a you problem. That don't affect me. Yeah, I still go to my little market and eat my cup. A you problem.
No more AC hotel. $6 for the pumpkin soup.
They can't get richer to make it for free.
Not rich. I think that's $7 or $8 fee. And no more sharkies, and them knocking 5,000 for myself. It's 5,400 for one fish. Me alone, guys. Me alone stepping at the place to go die. And when we get the bill, 5,400. I was like, to think I only had 5,000 in my pockets. 5,000 cash out in my pockets. I had to go back and get my card. But the prices have gone up. So I said to the lady, one of the reasons. We were at Sharkies the other day. You know what the people have put on it? Meat, small fish, medium fish, extra large. I don't know who put that. Before them put 1 pound, 2 pound, half pound, whatever. Only if you know what extra large fish look like. No sensible man. Sharkies and even take that foolishness out of the menu. But guys,
But they can't guarantee the pound, right?
yes I can. Yes I can. Them know the weight of the fish.
Oh, but when they do it this way, medium fish don't necessarily mean 1 pound.
It does. Because when I had to ask the lady, the medium, oh you go again. The X large, no the large is £1.25 pound.
Mm-hmm.
And the medium is £1 pound, I think. And the medium is £1 pound. The large is £1.25 pound. And the X large, and the X large are 1.5. Them know the weight of the fish, man.
Okay.
But me not go back there. My friend I tell me, I must go and discover there right beside the post office and go down on that road and go buy my fish. That's where I'm going.
All right. So Justine says in South Florida, the rates are high and home prices are high, and a lot of sellers are reducing their prices due to lack of buyers showing interest.
We're gonna slow down in the market. The interest rates are high. So that's what Jamaica National and all the banks did that. They raise up the interest rates. So it slowed the market. It's automatic. Some people get kicked out of the market. Because what they could afford when the rate was 7%, they can't afford it now that it's 9 and 10.
Mm-hmm.
So automatic, some persons are out of the market. So them literally slow down the market. But I'm used to high interest rates. I mean, first loan I got was 18.75%. And I was looking at some of my JN loans and there was has 12 and 15%. Yeah. So what you must look at is not the interest rate, it's can you afford it? What you can afford. So when them said to you, look at the thing on the 15 million you can get. Go find a house of 15 million and buy it. Or find a property of 15 million and buy it. It's not the interest rate, it's what you can afford. That's what it is. Right? I remember if you are investor, you have to say past the inflation, past the interest rate. You can't make inflation and interest rate hold your hostage. Investors always invest through good or bad times. You're always investing. You have to remember that. But in investing, you can't have too many properties sitting down not earning, like what Tony and she are together.
Me?
Yeah, property sit down not earn. You better make it start earn. If it not earn, take the capital gain. So remember I taught you 2 ways you make money. Cash flow, which is rent, but cash flow meaning that the income is greater than the expenditure. Cash flow. If the expenditure is greater than the income, you're not cash flow, you're not a good investor, right? The other way is capital gain. So capital gain, you buy it for 17 million, like what? Who said that again? You buy it for 17 million and you sell it back for 35. So the difference, you take the capital gain. And remember, Jamaica don't have any capital gains tax. So it's a perfect place to invest for capital gain. So some of the persons in my book club, you heard them talk about the book club. Some persons in my book club go after the capital gain. And some persons go after the cash flow. So by the end of the book club, they have decided what strategy they're going after. And they work that program and move themselves along.
Currency Walk says, yes, basement vibes for fish. Currency says, Florida has the insurance dropping folks due to flood issue. Oh no.
Oh no. What does currency walk mean? No, not currency. Yeah. Yes,
They go
basement.
back road for fish.
Says basement. So I mean back road.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
At least that's what I got, but it could be something different.
Yeah.
Sharika says, book club has got me watching every dollar I spend. Every time I want to buy something, I say, no, it's Claudia money. I think my family tried to
Tired.
to hear the name.
Sharika, remember knowing us, so you have to find a breakthrough, right? So sometimes, as we've discovered, sometimes not about even expanding the amount of properties you have. Sometimes it's selling a property, get the cash flow, pay off this mortgage, so that way you have more cash flow in your pocket every month. Sometimes you have to make that decision, right? And work, let me tell you, when you actually have to really make that decision. So you go to the bank and the bank says, sorry, can't give me no more loan. Something I have to give.
Mm-hmm.
You either have to find a partner who can leverage you with this payslip or her payslip,
Mm-hmm.
or you really have to go now sell something for break it out. And it's Rich Dad teach me that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Rich Dad in the book, Rich Dad Poor Dad, them teach you that. You have to mash up the domino. You have to make the domino turn, broke it up now. Sell off something, pay off for something so that you get back.
Oh, it's a place. So Chris says the restaurant in Discovery Bay for fish. Oh, it's a restaurant.
What's it called?
Basement Vibes.
Basement Vibes.
The old free beach.
Yes, maybe go check it out, man.
You know where it is?
No, my friends, I'm going to turn down beside the post office.
Mm-hmm.
She said, just turn on beside the post office and go down. So now I know what I look for. Name Basement Vibes.
Oh, Bashment Vibes.
Bashment Vibes. Yeah, Bashment Vibes. Yeah, crispy, same thing. She said fish very nice, better than Sharky's. So Sharky's, you just lose me as a customer. Actually, them Discovery Bay they're closer anyway to Camelot. I'm just jumping on my car, drive this, I go get my fish, I go walk up the yard. I mean, it's closer.
Oh my god.
I can't buy anything peace. What that mean?
Sharika?
Yeah.
I can't buy
Anything. Or you can't buy anything in peace. Sharika, you have to set up your budget and make sure you have cash flow. Make sure you have cash flow. And always check in with the bank. So how much you can give me, how much you can give me. Like when I check in with the bank the other day, the rep said, Miss D, why Miss D? Can't get X in a but you see I have some credit card. You want me to consolidate them? I think to myself, consolidate. I said consolidate a credit card. Some credit card that make no sense either, guys. Because what for consolidation do you know with the card? So let us say I have credit cards up to $3 million. Remember knowing that them credit cards are $3 million, but we can go and pay a little bank now ask for the money.
Mm-hmm.
But once I consolidate the $3 million, now becomes a loan.
Oh, that's what that means?
A real loan to now, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So what did I buy with this $3 million? Trying to think. I remember. I'm saying, is there an asset? Did we buy an asset of $3 million with this credit card?
We did.
We did buy an asset? So if you bought an
We
asset,
renovated an asset and made it rentable.
oh, but renovate the asset and make it rentable. So technically the rent money is supposed to pay the card, not me.
Yeah.
So if I convert it to a loan, as Tony says, this money with the card must have been injected into some asset, which we usually do anyway. We don't just spend credit card money either. But either the money coming back from the asset must pay off the card.
Mm-hmm.
So now I wouldn't feel so bad converting it to a loan because that loan is not going to be at 10% as opposed to 45% interest, right?
Mm-hmm.
So technically, I should be able to get clear the $3 million faster.
Yeah.
Technically, on the face of it. And if I consolidate the loan, because what happened, the bank will look for your 45% interest on the $3 million. So you find if you make them consolidate it at 10%, they give you more money. They can get more money to borrow.
Mm-hmm.
That's how it works. Right? Other thing is, so like we have some loan from what picking for the bowl, make us a runner. If you so let us say you have a million or two left on the loan. If you have the cash, you can clear the loan. So let us say it was 100,000 was monthly. And then that interest rate was like 12%, 30, 40, 50. If you take it cash and clear that loan, it free you up and you find that now you might can get not just a 2 million loan where you take back in a year. But now you can get all a $8 million loan.
So when you getting closer to clearing your loan from the bank, a mortgage, the bank will just take your money until it naturally ends
Till it finish.
with no problem.
Yeah, no problem. Them not gonna write to them, not gonna do nothing. Them just gonna take it. You just have to know, so your title is there, you must commit them discharge, then you get it. But
That means I need to check on something.
But if you want to, if you don't want them discharge the mortgage, make the bank keep it. That way, especially if it's piece of land. That way the loan is still on it, and all of the thief them out there will love thief people land. Will see the loan on the title and walk past it.
I'm actually glad that our loan is closing out because the added 10,000 for the insurance,
Mm-hmm.
I can still just send my same money.
Mm-hmm.
And then it still clears without me losing any more money.
But that's not where your headspace should be as an investor. Where your headspace should be as an investor. Suppose this mortgage closing out is 100,000. What can I now pay for with this 100,000 that will increase my asset base or increase my cash flow? How can I use this?
I'm not no investor. You're the investor. I am the person who makes sure we have money to live and don't go bankrupt with all your investing. That's what my role is. So
to make sure we don't go bankrupt. You go bankrupt with all of the investing.
So you can go out and invest in. I need to watch every penny.
Guys, me just love buy also. From a seat, from my skin, get a 5 years. Say, come Tony, oh we can do this. Come on, clear it out.
But you know it's funny, like every time you say, let's consolidate. Let's clear up our loans. Let's bring in more cash and less loans and blah blah blah. And then somebody says, Miss Davis, you know they're selling a new development down the road. Miss Davis, you know that we're coming out with something else. Miss Davis, let's do some land banking together. And then at Custard or Riverstead, a Gore comes up, and all that consolidation and more cash flowing and all that stuff. It's like, okay. Okay, well,
cash flow dry up. Dry up up here for all of that.
I was like, okay.
Boy, my thing is I'm afraid of banks. I just don't want to see no money in no bank hanging out. I prefer 100 credit card and look for me than have money in a bank. Hide up.
Like my mom's the type of person who she'd rather pay a loan and eat one less dinner.
Yeah, man. I rather pay the loan and eat the food. I know. I rather pay the loan and buy a patty every day. I like when we get free mango now, we just eat pure mango.
Pure mango.
Yeah. I prefer do that than I just adverse to bank. You see from them do things that I mash up some of my friends them. I don't want to get caught in that drama. Right? So I prefer, as the mother says, sometimes your asset rich and your cash poor. That's the thing, right? But you have to learn that. They say Queen Elizabeth came, inherited some assets, and that girl never let go one. Although Buckingham Palace still stand up. She did not let them go. Hold on to them. She sat on her throne until the next generation was ready to take over.
And they're holding strong too.
Yeah, very good girl. And look at when she came to the throne, guys. Look at the age. Google it. Look at the age she came to the throne. She was no big woman when she came to the throne. She was a young lady, and she had to hold firm. I can imagine how much people are giving her bad advice. They were taking none of them. I remember now, this is a country where send out armies to go conquer the world. So you know that some of their things that they have is by fighting for it, right? Mm-hmm. So she keep holding on to her legacy. So watch your budget. The richest man in Babylon teaches us that. Second thing he teaches in the 7 cures income and expenditure. You must pay attention to income and expenditure. Luckily for me, Tony and trading it, so she's the one who watch income and expenditure. Sometimes clamp it down. Like how she had think on another suggestion we get to if spend some money again, and she's like, roll her eye. But you have to watch your once you move into the investment mode, guys. Even before you move into investment mode, if you want to buy your first house, income and expenditure is important. You have to get a clamp on that, right? And then you move into investment mode, then it even get more serious because you don't want to run yourself into bankruptcy and cannot pay your loans, right? Remember, these loans wasn't paying for themselves. You're not supposed to work to pay for them alone. Remember that. Once you move into investment mode, it is a property that must pay for itself, not you. All right. So everybody, any more questions?
No.
Restaurant name Bashment Vibes. May I have to go find it. Type it in on my thing. Bashment Vibes.
Norma says that's funny to me. And Jova says I agree. I have to watch the budget. Yes.
A lot of Jamaicans don't watch them budget. They say, oh, me not earn enough money. Me not earn enough money. That's all them do. Get people who earn less than them and move ahead more than them.
No, like what I love hearing the men talk in the streets is like they get paid Friday.
Bashment Vibes.
And today is Monday's coming up, and they'll be
What's
like,
up, myself?
I'm already on next month's pay. We're going to be already on next month's pay. So they have to be borrowing money already because the pay come spent out already.
And there's this thing that we do in our brains. We know the pay coming on the 30th, we'll start spending from the first. In our heads, we start spending. Oh yeah, I get 100,000. Yeah, I pay so that, mirror that, flow that, like do that. Start check it off in the head. I know you don't pay yourself yet. We're just running Babylon to take 10% of the pay for yourself first.
Yes.
But that's not gonna work if you want to be an investor. You have to take 50% of the pay to yourself first. That is for you, for your investment. Then pay the bills with the rest of the money. That's what you do. If the rest of the money can't pay the bills, one or two things. You have to reduce your expenditure or you have to earn more money. That's the bottom line. And that's the magic. What you're earning now, 50% must come to you first. So you must move it to another bank account. That is your money, that is your investment money. So when the opportunity comes, you have it. The other 50%, I'm not talking about 50% after tax money, not tax money, after tax. So let us say gross is 150, net is 100. So 50,000 goes to you first. Other 50,000 pay your light bill, your water bill, pay the school fee, your bus fare, your train fare, your gas, all of that. The other 50%. If that 50% can't do that none at all, you have a little problem now. Right? Because that other 50% is paying your rent, mortgage for the house where you're living on, your gas, your this, your that. That's the other 50%. And remember, this first 50% is for investing. It's going to be building up for you to make a deposit, or you see a little deal and come up on something where you can say, I'll buy this and we can quickly sell it and make a money. Okay? Right. That's what that money is for, the investment. So if the other 50% now work for you, increase the income or reduce the expenditure. When we say increase the income, we don't mean take a second job. That richest man in Babylon said, none of that. Do not take a second job and do the same thing. Right, guys? We did 7 streams of income already. Who can tell me them? Those of you who have been on this long time, drop me in the chat. Quick and fast. What are the 7 streams of income you have? Open to you. We've been talking about one all day. What are they? I don't remember.
I remember, man. Just give them a minute.
See?
Don't remember, man.
Are them all Google now?
Are them all Google?
Yeah, you give them a hint. 7 streams of income. What are they? 7 basic streams of income. What are they?
But most people have the first one, so that one you can see.
Oh, they need to become my financial advisor. How much you charge?
She's free, Norma.
Free,
She's
Norma.
free. Just call Miss
Just
D.
call me free.
Free.
Although all of these persons here talking, I've been through the book clubs. So I read the books, dissect it, understand it, talk it out, flesh it out. Somebody tell me the 7 streams of income. If you don't know the 7, give me 1, give me 2. Drop them in the chat.
There should know at least 2. Somebody said real estate.
All right. So Sharika say you have passive, you have earned. All right. Which one is earned income? First, earned income. Everybody usually have earned income, which is your pay slip. That's a pay slip, right?
Joanne says she gives good advice.
Thank you, Joanne.
Wait for the call.
So,
Joanne says she saved me just last week.
Thank you, Jovan.
All right, so somebody there, capital gain,
That's not an income stream.
dividend, buy and sell.
Yes, so dividend come from what? Dividend come from stocks and shares. So like Ecosted and Riversted have a dividend component. So people who invest in Ecosted and Riversted have a dividend component to their thing. So them will earn as another stream of income dividends, right? So that's one. We said earned income, which is so earned income too is also like commissions that I get. That's earned income. And your pay slip, right? So Sharika said royalties. Good. So royalties are like from things like what? Tell me. What do you get royalties on? Things that you create. Music, the book that I write, the music, what else? If you do a movie, you get royalties, right? If you write a poem, you write a screenplay, anything in the creative industry will pay you royalties, right? 7 streams of income. What else? And now, so the big one, the big one that we talk about the whole time, the one, what is it? Rent.
Dividend, let me see, passive, buy and sell.
Yeah, buy and sell is profit.
Books, content.
Buy and sell is profit income, guys. So when you buy something for $10, you sell it back for $20. Profit income, that buy and sell, right?
So Rowan says content, right? We
create content, yes. So like say YouTube or one of those content creation. Again, in the creative space. Now, I did say one, rent. What about rent? If you get more rental income,
that's the nicest one to have because you get 3 things in one.
3? What 3 things in one?
You get the property.
Yeah.
You get the income. And you get the appreciation. So if you do decide later down, you can get the capital gain on it.
Or you can bargain. So you
get
more money.
Leverage.
You can pop out money out of it. Act like a bank account. You can pop out money out of the property. So I said there were 7. So you have
how many we're gone?
You have earned, we're gone profit income, which is buy and sell. We're gone dividends, which is from stocks. We're gone rental income, which is from property. That's 4.
Royalties.
With the royalties, which is from creative things that you do. And you also have interest income, which is from bonds, treasury bills, fixed deposits. Interest income. There's one more. 7 of them. I missed one, Capital gain.
Yeah.
Capital gain only come from real estate. Yeah, somebody said it earlier. So capital gain come from real estate, and it can act as an income because so let us say Camelot. Once you sell it, the money that you get after you pay the bank, pay the lawyer, pay Miss Davis, pay everybody, that money is yours and it can be an income. So listen to this now, guys. I keep saying it. Do not rely on these banks and these and they love call them pension funds. Stop relying on it. Don't rely on it. You want to have some little real estate about the place, maybe some little pieces of land all about, where you park the money in. So instead of you saving the money, which is what I tell in my clubs, I said, listen, let's say Parliament appliance, I sell for 6.5 million. You have 600,000 in the bank, pay down on the Parliament appliance. Go and get the loan. Your loan will probably cost you maybe 50, 60,000 more, depending on how old you are. That 50,000, 60,000 you pay per month is like you saving the money in the bank. It's like you saying to yourself, never save with the bank 50 or 60,000 every month. But instead of you putting it in a bank account, you put it in your mortgage account.
Yeah.
And it is now paying down that loan on that land. So you're building up more equity. By the time you're ready to go into retirement, if you have 2 and 3 and 4 and 10 of them little land all about the place or even house all over the place, you can now start to sell one. So every year you sell one. So let us say the land reach 10 million. You sell that land for 10 million and you now have, after taxes and everything, you might have 9 million. That 9 million is your income for the year to use. I can guarantee you there is none, especially if you're a low income earner, there is no bank, no pension fund that is going to give you that pension of 9 million per year, tax free. Because guess what? Those pension funds tell you, oh, put 20% of your income inside of them and you don't, them not take one tax. You see, when them give back the money now, boom, your tax gone. 25% you have to go pay. You have to go pay all of the tax them now, forget them. After you need this money, you know. But because when you sell a land or you sell the house, that is capital gain. There's no capital gain tax. After you pay 2% transfer tax in Jamaica, no government can't tax you. Put the 10 million in your bank account, and every month you're going to go draw 900,000, go and go eat and drink.
I know, because
go and go eat fish.
Because it makes sense, like if you're in your 30s now, you buy the little Parliament of Pine, you pay back the money every month. You're right, Mom. You sit on it.
You sit on it.
60, you sell it, and you live off the interest, like you said. It makes more sense.
And you can only do, you don't have to know only for investment. You can do one. So like the same Camelot Village. You buy for 70, you hang out with it, you sit down with it, you pay 150,000 every month. That's like you're saving money in your bank. You don't have to rent out if you don't want. But these are your savings. Go the way you want, clean it, whatever. Look on it for the next 20, 30 years. By the time you reach the retirement, boom, you sell it. You have more money than any 401k, any pension fund at Jamaica will give. And guess what? You have the money as a lump sum. So you're not enough to spend that. You can now decide, and put this for the fixed deposit now. And then you draw your same, whatever you know you need to live. So at the time you might need $500,000 to live, let us say, per month. If you live for $500,000 a month, that is 6 million for the year. You still have extra 3 million left in your bank account. The following year, you can go to the following year. So if you sell for 50 million and you have spent 10 million a year, you have literally 5 years of pension just by one property. And guess what? It is safer because you have the asset to look at. Not when you're ready for retirement, they might tell you about, oh, the stock market never do good. And when next thing them love you, the unit trust never do good. You know, so the market down, interest rate down got 2%, And the whole story behind it. You have the asset, you have this house now, all of the house are rocked down. You never pay attention, it will value way more, you're going to beat the market. Telling you, just use that money and buy property.
Nadia is saying, do you also run a book club?
Yeah, we run a book club.
Nadia says stocks. Oh, that's from the types of income.
Yeah. So stocks give you dividends.
And Nadia says, is there more information on EcoStead and Rivestead?
Well, I can send the information on Rivestead. EcoStead is closed. We're not taking anybody at EcoStead. EcoStead is about two years old now. We're about to start construction of the roads and so to sell the lots. So, but definitely for Riverstead, I can tell you about Riverstead. We're still open to investors for Riverstead. But so what's happening there? And I said it in.
Phone number is 876-292-6776.
It's a Buffalo soldier. Hey, the Buffalo! The Buffalo look like she just come in. 876-292-6776.
Jovan said, them time they are mad out. Yes.
You're mad out. What that mean? Jamaica, they were talking about. What that mean?
Yeah, isn't that, well, isn't that when you don't have no money from your pension?
Oh, you get mad. Listen, history teaches us. Pensioners are walking around, can't pay them like this, and them want a bit. Worse if you were just like a teacher, nurse, and an ordinary citizen. I do ordinary.
Yeah,
You're
like,
not gonna make it with pension.
Yeah, everybody who's on their one pension.
Shannon.
So
Yeah.
I mean, you get to your old age and now you have to be watching what you eat.
Yeah.
I mean,
I know you're watching income and expenditure.
I know you're still trying to do a little small work on the side, not because you're bored, but because
Yeah.
you have to.
You have to. You just can't pay the bills. Guys, no matter your age and stage, now you do what I tell you to do.
The one says it's best to manage your own investments.
Yes,
it is.
It is. You have to buy the real estate because that's something you can manage. You can kick out tenant them. You can go fix up a place. Now put on tenant, you can hold on on it till a logical conclusion. Those of you who bought properties back in the day know what I'm talking about. You can sell that property now and get X and Y and Z. You know what I'm talking about. Right?
Norma says, as soon as I get my little interest on my investment, I still have to pay tax on it at the end of the year. America, Tasmania don't play.
Yes, they don't play. Jamaica the best place for investing. Well, Jamaica the same thing if you do a pension. With pension plans, you still have to pay the tax. Same thing with
That's our baby.
same thing with fixed deposits and treasury bills, and I think even stocks them take out some little tax too. But it is best to manage your own thing. And those of you who remember Enron, remember there was this company named Enron who running with the people in pension money.
Yeah, Enron.
Yeah. I think I saw it in here, man.
Then says, I rent out a part of my house and it almost covered the mortgage now.
Right. Yeah, you have to look at those investments. So while you're doing that, you need to go find another property to buy.
Mm-hmm.
And do the same thing. Rinse and repeat. I'm trying to I think the company name Enron. Let me see if Google up.
No, I feel like that name sounds familiar in my head. Yeah, man, it's Enron. Enron scandal.
Enron scandal.
It was an American company?
Yeah.
Enron scandal was a major accounting scandal involving the American energy company Enron Corporation, which filed for bankruptcy in 2001 after widespread internal fraud was revealed. It led to the collapse of its accounting firm.
You sharing?
Now we read all of that.
Collapse of the accounting firm.
St. Ron says, yes, Enron. Hope is saying, yes, Miss Davis, 3 properties in Draxall, bought 15 years ago. Chemtech 4.5 could barely afford it.
Yes. Yeah. But you have to push. You have to push. You have to push and get it under your belt. No, those persons who don't push is like I'm pushing my children and say, yeah, have to make the sacrifice.
I know.
You earn money, you have to put aside 50% in our mortgage for investment property because of the only you're gonna see the light at the end. You're gonna see it. If you live long enough, you're gonna see it. But if you live long enough and you don't have this property, and don't be afraid to buy with your brother, sister, uncle, auntie Mary, because at least the 200 can when you sell it, you have your piece, them have them piece, because sometimes you can't buy it on your own. Right? So you have to merge up with people and buy it, right? So don't be afraid of that. Go into the investment, rent it out, do what you need to do.
Yeah, Just understand that it's an investment
Investment, yeah.
and not somebody who think that is them hope to the living.
Mm-hmm.
Rowan says most of those investors are now owning big investment funds like Citadel, BlackRock, etc.
And for them going with the people their money. Oh my God. And this is the thing, you don't have any control over those things. By the time you hear say, boy, this a company are going to bankruptcy, too late for you. Door them lock and you can't get out your money. Like what happened now again at SSL in Jamaica. Right? Put your money in building. All right, everybody. I see the rain's coming. So we're gonna have to close these windows.
I have laundry on the line,
Yep.
for you. I know Richard said, just use the dryer now. And I was like, I want Jamaican sun.
Yeah, right.
I don't know why I listened to myself. Why should I just put it to the
I
dryer?
don't know why I think those things are also Jamaican. when I do laundry, I put it in the dryer. I'm not going outside for no bug and no mosquito and nothing crawling on me. So, pass the stage. You need to realize when you pass the stage. All right, everybody. So, thank you so much. I'm looking at Nadia Rohan. Hope. Yes, Hope. When I say Hope, bring it home for you. Buy the properties. Chemtech, low cost developer. She was paying attention and she made the sacrifice, could hardly afford it. Well, we buy properties we can hardly afford it. It's always one less shoes, one less dinner out. Just say, yeah, literally, I can't do nothing.
Joe said the sun damage your clothes too. It does.
Yeah, it does, and it burn it out and all of that. It don't make no sense. Just put things in dry. I hang them up in the bathroom. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for staying with us today. We're gonna sign off now. See the rain is coming. Look like a little mini storm going past through. There's a big expanse of window behind the computer, so we can literally see it come. All right, everybody. Bye.
Have a good Sunday and a very productive week.
Yes.
I always like to tell people to have a productive week, because I feel like if I say have a productive week, guys, I now have to make sure my week was productive because.
Anyway, anybody want requested information? WhatsApp me.
Yes.
All right. Bye.
Bye, everyone.
I remember the My Jamaica Mortgage. I remember you can buy the book. The link is still there. All right. Take care. Ideal TV says take care. Long time in the year, no one. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Naku.